Hi guys, welcome back to Amalgamated Moi. A few weeks ago, I uploaded a video creating my ideal Smash Brothers roster. And since then, I've been working, possibly too much, fleshing it out. So here we go. Making my ideal Smash Brothers game. Part 1 of, I don't know how long this is gonna take. It's important to note that before we begin, I'm only taking into consideration games I played or knew about outside of or before Smash Brothers. So, for example, Pikmin gets left out as I only found out about its existence through Smash Brothers. I figured that since I already have the fighters, that the alts would be a good next step. I ended up going with only 6 alts per fighter. Even trimming down 2 from Smash Ultimate, it's still a lot to get through, so let's start with Mario. Everyone except the ones that I'll point out start with their regular appearance. So for Mario, we only have the 5 alts to cover. These are Fire Mario, Builder Mario, Dr. Mario, the NES Mario, and an alt based on Wario. Luigi gets similar treatment with a Fire Flower, NES, and Waluigi based alts, along with an Orange alt based on Daisy, and a Mr. L alt. Peach gets a Fire Flower, NES, Daisy, Pauline, and Drill Mushroom power-up alt. Bowser gets an NES, Dry, Fury, Meowser, and Blue alt, this time not based on Bowser's inside story, but instead is based on the blue shell from Mario Kart. Yoshi just gets his different colors with blue, red, yellow, pink, and purple. I gave Rosalina a Fire Flower, Pink alt, Orange alt, and Red alt for the other 2 princesses and Pauline, and an original Black alt. Donkey Kong gets an NES and All-Terrain from Mario Kart World alt, along with an alt based on Silverback Gorillas, and 2 original costumes, white and pink, for the colors on Pauline's sprite in the original Donkey Kong. Finishing off the Mario reps is Toad with a blue alt, and alts based on Toadette, 1-Up, Super, and Rotten Mushrooms. Link is the first character to not really have a regular appearance, and instead gets alts based on his NES, Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, Tears of the Kingdom, Skyward Sword, and 1 based on the Link Shadow in The Adventures of Link. Zelda similarly gets an NES, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword alt, and an alt based on her appearance in Echoes of Wisdom. Ganondorf gets his Tears of the Kingdom appearance, and alts based on NES Ganon, Girahim, Demise, Farosh, and Nightmare from Link's Awakening. Impa gets costumes for her Hyrule Warriors and Age of Calamity appearances, along with Skyward Sword, Echoes of Wisdom, and her last 2 are based on the Yiga clan and Fi. From here, not every character has 6 alts based on something in their series, so I'll list the colored variants at the end. Kirby gets a Grayscale, Meta Knight, and Waddle Dee variant. DDD also gets a Grayscale and Waddle Dee variant, along with an alt based on Kirby and Nightmare. Sonic gets ones for Amy, Shadow, Tails, Knuckle, and his Werehog transformation. Tails gets ones for Silver, Shadow, Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles. Silver gets ones for Sonic, Knuckles, and Shadow, and a metallic alt that will actually make him Silver. Samus gets her Metroid Dread suit, Gravity, Phazon, and Light suits, along with 1 based on her Zero suit in the NES. Ridley gets an NES alt, Meta Ridley, Omega Ridley, and Neo Ridley alts, and a Mother Brain based alt. The Emmy gets a white, green, yellow, purple, blue, and red alts based on the ones you'll encounter in Metroid Dread. Medusa gets an alt based on Palutena. Pikachu gets a Detective, Female, Raichu alts, along with 1 wearing Ash's hat, and a Wizard hat. This one might be from Smash Bros, but it's too cute to not include. Pokemon Trainer alternates between male and female, being just generic people, since the Pokemon are what we really care about. Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard, Mewtwo, Cyndaquil, Malamar, and Marill all get their regular and shiny alts. Ice Climber gets alts based on the Condor, Mario and Luigi, and a palette swap. Little Mac gets his hoodie as an alt. Villager alternates between male and female like normal. Isabelle and Blathers both get alts based on Tom Nook, Lottie, and Celeste. Isabelle gets 2 for Digby and Cap'n, and Blathers gets alts for the Dodos and Brewster. Simon gets an alt based on Dracula. Pac-Man gets alts for Miss Pac-Man, Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Duck Hunt gets a bunch of dog breeds. Steve gets ones for Alex, Effie, Zuri, Ari, and Zombie. The Just Dance Dancers and Phoenix would swap between male and female, being fairly generic. Bub and Bob would also alternate, having alts also based on Peb and Pab. Qbert gets an alt based on Coily and Slick and Sam. Even and Dicey get alts based on the Queen, Nanny Fortuna, Baroness, Royam, and the Bag Brothers. Gorgo gets alts based on Gandhi, Gilgamesh, Jadwiga, Catherine de Medici, and Victoria. The Phasmo Ghost Hunters alternate between male and female, as discussed in the last video. The Puppet Master gets an alt based on Newt. Fireboy and Water Girl get a palette swap, orange and green, blue and purple, yellow and white, and pink and teal alts. The Tiger from Tiger Simulator gets the white, black, brown, purple, and blue alts that are actually in the game. And finally, the Google Doodle Ghosts. And apparently they have names. Jade, Plum, Sage, Periwinkle, Kelly, and Iris. We're almost done, I promise. But here's a quick rundown of the alts that don't have a direct reference, but are rather just color variations, or are characters like Crewmate, where there isn't really a normal color for them to have. So, for example, they just get a cyan alt. If you watched the last video, you may have noticed that I skipped the Dark Lord, the Miis, and the Fab Fairies. This is because I imagine that you would be able to select any Mii from your system, similarly to how it works in Mario Kart 8 as their alts. And there you have it! Every alt I've put together for my custom Smash Bros. Game. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've already put together classic mode runs for everyone, so I hope to get that video out soon. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!